All right, and I'm muting. Go, Mel.
Okay. Yay, we're recording. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to see everybody, so many people on this call. And what we do is we make sure to have 2 Zoom calls a month, and they're every other Wednesdays, primarily the second and fourth Wednesdays, but it changes. So it is February 8th, 2017. Oh my gosh, we're already well into February. I'm Melanie Durham, and I am coming to you from my home office in northern Utah. On this call, also participating, we have Larissa Hahn, who is my level 1. She's a gold ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I'm a senior gold ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I forgot to mention that. And my good friend and sponsor who introduced me to Plexus, so I blame her for all of my success, is Randy O'Neill, and she is also a senior gold ambassador. So we have every type of ambassador, even just starting ambassadors, well-seasoned ambassadors on this call. And I think this is a really, really crucial topic, and I really want to keep it nice and short and sweet to the point. But we are recording, so everyone cross your fingers that the recording holds. If not, I hope you have a pen and paper and you're ready to take notes, which is awesome. So tonight's call, I pretty much didn't want to give it like a singular title because it just has so much into it, but I pretty much am calling it the Zoom call for all Plexus ambassadors who would like to condense their time while helping and educate their teams. So as you can tell, I could not just give it one title. It's just a lot. So I am a type A person. I am intense. I am dedicated. I'm no shame. I will tell you what it is. I will love on you. I will give you praise. At the same time, I'll tell you if you're being stupid at the same time. I told it, I was in a conversation with Larissa earlier, and we were chatting about something, and I said, well, it's because I'm not there to stop you about it. And she's like, oh, yes, I know you love me. So this is coming from love. This is coming from a place of I've tried, it's succeeded, I've done this, I failed. I'm not an expert, but it's just so mind-boggling to me that this isn't streamlined because I'm such a type A red personality. So I, in front of me, have some oodles of information. We're going to cover a few things, but pretty much for the most part, I really believe in condensing and making things easy for yourself. So if you're primarily working from your phone or just your computer, I feel that you're putting yourself to a detriment of what you can expand to do. If you're only working from paper, you're putting yourself to a detriment. It's kind of like the idea of only working your business from Facebook or only from Instagram. You got to kind of dabble in a bunch of different things, but not overwhelm yourself. And no one has to claim to be any sort of an, crucial expert on everything. So the first thing I did when I moved to Utah, I've been in Utah for 4.5 months, almost 5 months. I moved from Southern California. And when I moved, I was not yet a senior gold ambassador. I was knocking on senior gold's door. I actually missed it by a hair. And then we had that whole double your bonus rank month. And I was like, oh, that's why God made it possible for me to rank now. And that was a huge blessing because if you guys have ever moved out of state, it costs money. So that was a blessing, huge. But first thing I did before I moved out here is I put myself out there and said, who's in Utah? Who's the Plexus ambassador in Utah? So number one, if you have not put yourself out there just to see who's ambassadors besides your team, nobody on my team is next to me in the same state. Not a soul, not yet. But I am really honing in on what makes them tick, what makes the area tick. Is there a niche I'm missing? And I've found out a lot. Well, I've made friends with a couple ambassadors, and one has a totally different upline, totally different than what we have, which is amazing. Everybody should have a great upline. And I've also found out some people do not have wonderful uplines, don't even have supportive uplines. Their upline doesn't even talk to them, and they're pretty much like an orphan. And I'm like, wow, first of all, we're completely blessed with the uplines we have to be able to give us information. But I also feel like the uplines we have give us information that works well for them, and you have to seek out your information you need. Since last year, I've been seeking out different trainings, YouTube. I subscribe to so many different diamonds and different motivational speakers and everybody that has different things and oodles. So I get little pieces, I put it together. And this comes from another upline, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I needed this like a year ago. So this has been amazing. If y'all are familiar with the Rock the Pink Live, it's done by the Thomases. They are a double diamond couple, right? I believe they're both diamonds. And she actually gives this binder of information to her downline and says, duplicate it, help use this, and it's on paper, and I'm telling you right now, this is amazing. So the first thing that is going into this Rock the Pink binder that they call it, it starts out with, seriously, get your brain on organized paper. That's like literally what it starts with. And I'm a true believer in that. If I put everything on my phone, I would be a slave to my phone, more so than I, quote, already am. If your phone was to drop in the toilet tomorrow, would you lose everything? Right? Some people are like, oh my gosh, yes. And some people are like, well, I could back it up. I can pull this out. Would you lose those contacts in your notes? Would you lose all your appointments in your calendar? Would you lose all your contacts with phone numbers or doctor's appointments or anything you could think of? Same idea. If your PC or your Mac decided to die tonight, it just died. What would you be lost? What would happen? Some people would be like, no, I have an external hard drive. I have some of it saved, but not everything. Oh, it's okay. I put everything in the cloud. Y'all, I couldn't even tell you my iCloud password right now. So I go, okay, let's go back to the Stone Age of paper, right? It's always a good idea to have things. That's why we have the Plexus planner. That's why we have different things to write it down. Goal sheets on paper. I don't have my vision board on my phone. My vision board is right across from me on my mantle in my home office because I see it every freaking day. So it's visual. Same thing. So this actually gives you a layout of different tabs. One tab is for potentials in alphabetical order. Another tab is for retail customers in alphabetical order. Whether you put it by first name or last name is up to you. I'm more of a remember someone's first name kind of thing rather than their last name, so it'd be kind of hard for me to do by last name. One tab is for preferred customers. One tab is for ambassadors, your current ambassadors. Another tab is for blank contact forms, and another one is for the ambassador inventory. Dun, dun, dun. Everyone's like, what the hell is that? So this is amazing. If you're not using some sort of contact form, and I know everyone's like, what is that? This says Plexus contact form. If you're not using something besides, oh, I should show you what I used to use. Look, that was my contact form. Check marks, tack marks, tally marks. This was my list of 100 that's gone through twice. I couldn't even tell you what the red check marks mean compared to the black check marks compared to the purple tic tacs. I don't even know. But apparently, I knew what I was doing. Well, I've moved on to bigger and better things. So, a Plexus contact form. You have the name, the relationship they are to you, their ID number on the top, because guess what? How many times do we go to back office and, oh, I don't know, we can't pull up our contacts for our customers or our downline at all? It's blank. And y'all got the email about the back office going through makeover this entire year, right? Those of you who were with us during the first back office Plexigaddon, right? It was, how do I say, it was crazy. There were times that you didn't know where you were in points. You didn't know where your customer orders were. You didn't even know where your own order was. I had to call Plexus 3 times to make sure my order went through because I wasn't sure what I had in my order. You guys, I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but a week ago, we couldn't even pull up our customer reports. And that's when it dawned on me, why didn't I have this written down? Why didn't I have my customer contact written down? So this has their phone numbers, addresses. When you go to your customer report, it no longer shows their addresses. You have to click on their invoice numbers to see what their last order was, to see what their address was. And that's a lot of clicks. So, date of birth. Would you like to keep track of their birthdays? Best way to contact. So I write down Facebook or text or email, and it has the email. Then it has a side area of potential retail preferred ambassador. You either check it off or put the date on when that started. Prayer requests, whether you're religious or not, you can put a prayer request and go back through it, and then you can file that and pull it out and say, who needs prayer? Who does want to have prayer over? Whether you pray or send out good vibes and good juju beads, whatever you want to do. That way it puts good out in the universe for them. And then it has other information. So their health journey follow-up on the bottom, it actually has a way to follow up. My 1 week follow-up, my 3 week follow-up, my 2 months follow-up, which should be the moving up of ambassador sign-up. So you're checking with yourself, have I mailed that encouragement note? This is all done. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. This is done. This is done. How I didn't have this before, I don't know. But it's done. Yeah.
Awesome. It's awesome. Fantastic. Done. I love it. I'm so excited. I was literally just thinking on the ride home tonight, I was like, I need like files. Like this is like doctor files, like health files for our clients. So
right.
I love it.
So it's like keeping files for your clients. And that's why it says, it tells you tabs for alphabetical order. And yes, I can get copies to you. You have to message me on Facebook your email address, because that's the easiest way I can send it out. And they are by to make it change free, but just print it out and it's fine. It's all laid out. So for an example, I took on the Sarah Robbins challenge for February. I don't know if everybody knows who Sarah Robbins is. She's pretty much amazing. She is the highest earner and top dog for Roden and Fields. She wrote the book. I don't even think I have it over here because it's on my nightstand. How to rock your networking marketing business. Anyways, she wrote that. She has a full website with a blog. She puts on a challenge every month, and I did not even try to do any challenge or anything for January. To be honest, like it was really hard to just come back from the holidays and talk to people and get that all there. So I took on her February challenge, and it's a short month, and I am so excited for it. I wrote down on my goal chart, I wrote down fresh start February. She's like, it's the shortest month, and you can rock it, and you could put your focus into whatever you want for 28 days, which is funny because she just posted it 2 days ago. So it's not even 20 days. Okay, so I'm relaunching my Plexus business this month. This is my 2-year Plexiversary. Exactly on the 19th, I am hosting a relaunch event on Facebook. Guess what? So when I reach out to my 10 people a day, 10 is minimum. I'm reaching out to 20 a day. My goal is 200 people in 20 days, you guys. I'm reaching out to 200. I'm writing on my contact form. This is when I put the date. I put how I contacted them. This was a Facebook message. And I put invite to 219 relaunch. Because when I go back, I hate, and I say it with a passion, I hate scrolling through my Facebook messages. Let me find that person. Let me see what the last conversation was. When did I talk to them last? What did I say? Because I'm not only taking time to scroll, the bad part about our eyes, at a screen, that's a whole scientific thing. But if I just look at that person's piece of paper, their contact form, and I see, oh, I sent them a message about that. Let me go back. It's really easy, and I can take this wherever. My son decides to throw my phone in the toilet, or I can't access Facebook that day because it decided to bump me out and put me in jail or do something with my password. Guess what? I still know where I'm going. That's what I'm doing. So there's that Plexus contact form. The second part of that, once you go through and you decide where you're going through with that, there's the Plexus Ambassador Inventory Sheet. Why would I take inventory on my team? Oh, I don't know, because I want to help my team. So I'm pretty direct. This is how I am. So you have their ID number on the top. Very important to have their name, their direct sponsor, and what the level they are to you. So if I'm going to put like Kat, hi Kat. If I'm going to put her inventory sheet, I'm going to put her direct sponsor is Irene, and she is my level 2. So that way I don't have to go, oh, I forgot who's what. It's just on her sheet. And this is actually brilliant. I'm going to say brilliant because it goes through training topics that you check off that you've gone through with them. Have you talked to them about their why? Why Plexus? Their goals, their boundaries, what inhibits them? Maybe they're shy. Maybe they're an introvert. Maybe they talk too much. My problem. Talk to them about being one plexus and how we're grounded together as a team. Y'all, I did not make this up. It's one plexus because this ambassador out here decided that Melanie's pretty much really cool, which is true. And she was like, I'm going to share this with her. And I'm grateful. I am so grateful. One plexus, rock on. I want to be like, right? Walk through the back office. Have you walked through the back office with them? And y'all, we're going to have to do it again later this year. So why not keep it on a sheet about it? The Frank's list, go over what that is. You know, not everybody opens this box and goes through the checklist. So go through it with them and say, let's open this together. Compensation video, different things you can send them, go over compliance, all these little things. This is really important because you don't give this to them all at once. This is as you go through your journey. So the other things on here is our business journey milestones. When they join the team, did you welcome them to the team page? Did you send them a welcome email or a message? You know, anything about that? Congrats on their first customer. Did you point that out? We do better with praises than raises, right? So why not keep track of your team's praises so you don't get behind? Oh yeah, that person, I forgot. She upgraded to silver 3 months ago and I totally never congratulated her. Dude, epic fail. Epic fail. Like, you're not even in tune with your team. I've heard that so many times. You guys, I could give you horror stories about people's upline who just like totally, like, I don't even want to out somebody, but it, like, I've heard horror stories. And I was like, I never want to be that upline. I never even want someone to speak of me like that. I never even want someone to even think that Melanie is capable of that. So, paper it is. And then it goes through rank advancements if you want to send a gift or anything like that. So Plexus contact form, once they move to ambassador, you have your ambassador inventory form. Even if your team is 300 people, guess what? You have 300 of these sheets, baby, until they physically remove themselves from Plexus with the release form to get out of Plexus completely. This sheet never goes away until my customer decides that they want to remove themselves from Plexus database somehow. This sheet never goes away. They're always in my binder. You're stuck. So there's that. Why do I bring this up? Because a lot of us work better with paper and writing. You guys know that muscle memory is a real thing. At least I hope you do. I've been told this my entire life through dance, and it's so true. But it's the same. How many times can you remember you were sitting in that class and you were taking notes, whether it was high school or college or a training meeting, and you were physically writing and taking notes, and you remember how you felt, and you remember where you were? Maybe you started feeling carpal tunnel. Whatever it was, something stuck with writing something down. When I write something down or I check it off, it sticks with me better than if I plugged it in my phone. That's legit. So that's my 2 cents on an organized way of condensing. So if anything was to happen to my phone, my computer, or my brain, I mean, let's get real. We're women. Like, we're crazy. Things happen. I mean, it just is. I can go, oh, good. Thank God I have my binder, because I totally forgot that I needed to get that video over to Kat about, it's Kat, you're on my screen. I'm sorry. You're like right there. So that's an easy example. I forgot I needed to get that video to her, and I totally should have done it before, but now I'm doing it. Check that off the list. And I don't know, because maybe now it's February. Maybe she's been guessing about that, and that was a perfect timing to send it to her. I don't know. So that's my whole thing about condensing, is put it in one place. Now, you're not a paper person. You're like, Melanie, this is like not in my comfort zone. I hate writing. I love typing. Computer is my friend. I say, God bless you. But what's going to happen when that computer decides to blow up? Or someone breaks into your home and steals it? Those little things that are for real, you guys. So go back to the basics. Think about paper, filing it down, like Larissa said, almost like a doctor file, right? I have my file of my people, and then it keeps track. Okay, so we can unmute everybody. Do you speak up any questions on this material that I've covered?
Unmute yourselves, guys, if you have anything.
So the binder, I'm sure, has more material, but I only wanted this for the binder, and I can ask my friend if there's more, but she said this is the nitty gritty of it, and this is what keeps her sane with keeping it through.
So you guys, you got this information from your girlfriend in Utah?
Yes. She, her uplines are the Thomases. I can't remember their first names. They're the diamond couple.
Yeah, you were just saying that.
Yeah, they do the Rock the Pink Live, you know, when they do Rock the Pink Live. There you go. Yes, Tim and Michelle.
Okay.
And they created this because they realized that there was no per se system besides back office. And they were like, what if we never can access back office? And I think it was the whole Armageddon time, around that time, we're like, oh crap, we need to be able to access this stuff. Well, so I was happy about it.
It seems,
you know, I want one, so
yeah. But no, it's awesome because you get to, I think, better care for your team. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you have their notes, you remember their history. It starts to get hard, and it's a little bit, once you have so many, and down levels 2 and 3, and, you know, even beyond, like, I don't know what this person's ailments are. I don't know how to help them. I don't know how to check in and, you know, walk along their upline or whatever, because you don't know any of that information. So having something gives you, seriously, like, I'm seeing myself with, like, a notebook with my little, you know, with my ambassadors, and a big fat stack notebook, and just on a daily basis, like, I'm just calling the next 5 people. I'm just checking in with the next 5 people, so that you have that, so that it's a constant rotation of, like, you know, working with your teams.
Well, and you can the possibilities are endless. You can actually color code. Now, this is Melanie's brain working.
Well, the possibilities are endless.
Okay, here we go. You can color code the pages. Like, if I really wanted to be specific, like, because I just have white, but I have Staples credit. I'm about to go to Staples tomorrow. I'm going to get pink paper, you know, those stacks of just pastel paper, the pink, the green, the blue, and just keep it simple. My simple is, oh my gosh, all my pinks are my ambassadors. So when I glance at it, it's not just relying at my tabs, but that's, you know, that's that. But this also works if, like, okay, so say you are, okay, I'm a silver and I have 2 people because my third one fell off the face of the planet. Or my third one isn't talking to me. She's entered the PPP, the Plexus Protection Program, right? She's like disappeared. What is happening? I'm silver and what happened? Well, guess what? Now you can get on track. What is the point of this if you can't be prepared for your team that can grow? Okay, Melanie, I don't want to get beyond silver. Maybe, like, have some customers so my products are always paid for. That's fine too. Guess what? You still have to keep track of them. I cannot log in and look at my customers all the time because I physically can't, but I can pull this notebook out and I could see when their last auto ship was.
I like the notebook idea a lot better than, like, computer idea. I do have a data colleague who had everything on computer, completely automated tech, and her laptop was stolen out of her car, and she lost all of that. And she had to recover it from her ICs, but I do much better with paper and binders. I don't do the computer thing very well.
Well, in this way, I look at it this way. If you're going to sit down with someone and they're like, I want to work the business, what can I do? But you're like, actually, you can start with this and just start writing everything down. Mm-hmm. That's a heck of a lot easier than going, well, here's the back office. Here's where you can click. I mean, it's overwhelming at first. The back office computer system is a learning curve, and not everybody is so visual that way. And with it changing, it's going to go through. It's a good change, but if we're able to always pull out something, I can honestly pull this out and go, okay, I need to check with so-and-so because I haven't seen her at the monthly meetings lately. And the last one, okay, let me check in with her. Maybe I failed. I haven't checked in with her for 3 months. But I have to make sure it's on paper. So my suggestion is write all this information on top that's permanent in pen, their name, their address, that kind of thing. And then everything else below that says health journey, pencil. pencil. Because then you can make little things. And it's blank. It's not two-sided. So if you literally have to go to the back, flip it over and use the back. Do whatever you need to do. Or there's extra notations. This is really helpful for people who are just starting, like Catherine. She's my new level 1. She's like huge. She's like, hey, I'm rocking this business. Well, guess what?
I'm sick right now, but yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. So any questions on that part of it? Paper is good. Paper is your friend. We're not killing trees. We're recycling. I don't want to hear about the people who are like, go green. Please, cry me a river. I'm over it. Go drive your Prius. I can't.
No, I can take a notebook with me easier to like
Yes.
when I go to a birth, if the mom is sleeping and I'm just sitting there watching mom and dad sleeping, I'm not going to pull out my laptop. I don't take it with me to birth because you don't want to open that screen, but I can have a notebook and go out. So I like this idea that I can like write it down quicker. Like I said, I already have a meeting with a friend tomorrow that just saw one silly little post on Instagram.
Hey, those posts are not silly. Those are important posts.
But, now I have, I can, and I wrote it down in a notebook. I don't use my phone. I don't trust my phone. I don't trust computers. I'll be honest with you.
So I think that this is brilliant. I'm such a planner person. I have this huge, I thought I was jumping on the bandwagon. Do you guys remember, like when everybody was buying Erin Condren stuff, and I was like, I need an Erin Condren notebook. And so I bought an Erin Condren notebook, and it's colored paper. Well, guess what? It turned into a giant list, just like everything else. And I'm like, it doesn't make a difference. I had to put my own tabs. And I'm like, wait, that's what I need. I need a binder that I can pull in and out and do this. And I have my Plexus planner that keeps everything set, but it doesn't have anything for contacts in it. And it's not meant to be that way. It's meant for you to do contacts yourself and your own way. So there's that. And then once you have ambassadors that are on your team or going for it, you have the new ambassador consult. So is anybody familiar with the new ambassador consult that Autumn McLeese gave out?
Yes, but I have never done it.
Oh, I did it. It's fun.
Yes. The other day?
Yes. How did you like it?
I loved it.
Good review. Good review. I love it.
Yeah, it gave me a lot of information. Like right off the bat, I was able to like talk about the products that I haven't tried yet with Mom, with my friend Susie, and I've only ever used the Slim, the Block, and the Accelerator. But because of that conversation, I had some more background. So I loved it.
So did you feel like you were empowered with information?
Yes.
Bingo. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so everybody mute yourself. I'm going to go over the consult really fast. Larissa, do you have anything to say about the consult first? Wait, did you do some of the consults, Larissa?
Yeah, I've done, I think, at least 3 or 4 with my team now. But we're able to connect.
So we found that once we started doing the consults, it can get a little long-winded. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, this took like 45 minutes and I'm supposed to be able to do it in 30. That's okay.
Well, real quick, can we give them a setup? Because I don't think everybody's familiar with what exactly we're talking about. So for those of you who are not familiar, we did a call not too long ago with Autumn McLeese, and she shared some information regarding her process and how she sort of brings in new ambassadors like when they first sign up. So basically the process is when you sign a new ambassador, right now it's been like, okay, let me know when your package gets here and maybe I'll send you some instructions or something like that. So she has a very specific process of like of an intake, I would almost call it, where she's literally giving her ambassadors the tools that they need to successfully do the business without necessarily saying, hey, here's how you're going to do the business. And in all reality, she's just giving them good information that they should have anyhow when they're getting involved with the supplement, system anyway. So she's giving them all the tools that they need to succeed personally, but then those same tools are what's going to help them succeed in a business aspect, even when they decide to do that. And a lot of times, none of us had that on our radar, and bang, here we are. Now what do I do, right? So she's giving them that opportunity straight out the gate to get the information. So what she does, really quick, before I hand it back over to Melanie, is what she does is she sets up a 30-minute video Zoom consult with these people, and she just makes sure to get them on the calendar so that she can share her screen with them. They can do it remotely. There's no need to have pressure of an appointment and one-on-one and so on and so forth. We're all busy. If you can do that, then great. But in reality, a lot of this stuff is digital anyhow, so it's good to know how it works and getting them familiar even with that culture of Zoom calls, because some people are like, I'm not sitting on a Zoom call. I don't know what that is. If you've already done one, you're going to get in on the calls too. So anyway, she sets them up with a 30-minute Zoom call, and then this is what she says. Melanie, go.
Yeah, she goes, okay, she doesn't say, I want to do a consult with you. she says, and I believe I said this to Catherine. I said, "Can I get you on the phone for 20?" I said 25 to 30 minutes to go over your back office, how to order, and information on products. And that was it. There was no catch. That's literally what we went over. But instead of saying like, "I want to have a consultation with you," it's like saying, "I want a meeting." Who wants to sit in a meeting? I'm like, I don't like meetings. So why not get on the phone? And yes, I mean, like Catherine and I chatted, like we were on the phone for an hour, but we were talking about life and stuff too. And that's fine. Like you're supposed to all have a relationship with them. And if this is like a level 3, I want to get to know them. So in my case, I pulled out my ambassador inventory sheet because it starts out with their why, their goals, their boundaries. It's covering everything in the consult in your 30 minutes. / 45 minutes. So she says, okay, great. I'm excited to have you join our Plexus family. Let's review your health goals. Why did you join Plexus? Why Plexus? And they can go. And if they're getting long-winded, you kind of try to rope them back in, and sometimes it's hard to do, but just try to keep it nice and concise. And she says, okay, she goes over the ambassador benefits, the quick product review, and tour the back office. That is the gist of everything. So you have to go over benefits of being an ambassador. We all know this. Whether you sign up for the business or not, benefits are no inventory. You don't have to buy and sell. We don't have a minimum. No giveaways at parties. Wholesale for all year. Blah, 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 blah. She goes over the product overview. She literally gives you the words to say. And if you know anything about Autumn McLeese, she is an Emerald, and she has a nutritional dietary background. So this is not bullshit. That's what I'm trying to say. This is for real. I know I try not to curse. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm so excited. So what I did notice on it is edge is missing on the little synopsis. So she does not have edge on this. So what I made sure to do, I pulled it up on my website because I got to it and I was like, oh, that's right. I didn't write it down. And I read what edge said on the website. So then I wrote it in here. So just FYI. But it was very simple. I also didn't read it like verbatim. I was like, okay, so Slim is a fruit flavored drink that's sweetened with, I mean, come on, we know what Slim is. So just say it yourself in your way. And then really cool key moments in here, like ease capsules at the end. It says this is a great natural replacement for ibuprofen and Motrin. And I wrote down, maybe you know someone that would love to replace that with something natural. And the automatic response is, yes, I do. Or it's me. Or, oh, I never thought about that. And then I make a note on the side, shellfish. We all should remember to say, well, remember if you're going to talk to someone, if they're allergic to shellfish, bring this up, blah, 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 blah. So there are certain things you got to bring up. This was super, super cool because I checked off everything going down the inventory sheet. When I moved I moved my person's sheet from one tab to the other. I felt accomplished. When I checked that off, I felt accomplished. I checked off the list, your why, your da-da, and then what we have left to go over is the Frank's list. So I told Catherine, like, hey, make your list of 80 to 100 people, and then I'll check in with you. Like those kinds of things. Hold them accountable. And the cool thing is it goes over facts, a little mini detox session. You don't have to go through detox and tell them it's scary. I was just listening to a training today and it says, don't tell them detox is scary. Don't scare them. Oh, you might go through detox. Say, girl, if you go through detox, that's awesome. Break out in those zits. Yeah. Get some gas on. I mean, you guys, I'm drinking water. This is how I am all the time. No kidding. This is me. You have to be excited for them. If they're like, oh my gosh, what's detox? Well, this is what's happening when your body is cleansing. You are going to, quite a bit sometimes. You're going to get, whatever it is. You go through all of this, that has to happen. Yeah, it was really good. So those things, and you go over different things with the products. The reason I bring that up too is because Catherine, she just said an example. She doesn't know anything about anything other than the products she's taken and how she feels on it. And then the products I've taken, I've told her how my experience is. I have lupus. My experience is not her experience. But she was like empowered. She's meeting with someone tomorrow to talk about products. Hot diggity dang. I feel so good about myself and I feel good about her. So on the end, she does mention She says this, and you should say this to every person you talk to that wants to or does sign up for Plexus. You've just bought a business for $34.95. What you do with it is up to you. I have chosen to work the business to get my products for free. That kind of puts the ball in their court. It kind of gets them thinking. Nowhere in there does it say work until the end, and I added that in. I say I chose to work the business because, quite frankly, when I first did, I had no idea what I was doing. I made silver in 8 days, and I had no freaking idea. I said, Randy, how did I get this money? And she was like, you worked. I'm like, I didn't work. She's like, exactly. I'm like, holy crap, wait a second. Wait, ding. So the nice thing about that is you go over everything, the 60-day money-back guarantee. I love the example. You guys, you should use this example when you're talking to someone about the business, but they don't realize it's the business because they did buy a business for $34.95. We're not selling. We're sharing what we're doing. So if you're brand new to this whole Plexus thing, right, this whole pink bandwagon, so I'm going to tell my person, I told Catherine this, you're not selling, you're sharing what you're starting. You're sharing about this process. You're being real with your family and friends. You're being real with your audience. Your goal is to share authentically and intentionally what this process is because you are like a movie. If you all of a sudden gone online 6 months from now and you're like, look at me, I lost 40 pounds, my acne is gone, and I feel amazing. Everyone's like, what the WTF? What happened? What did I just miss? What have you been doing? People do that, and then they get flooded, and then they get overwhelmed. They're like, I can't do this business. Well, I wonder, you know. But you're like, your life is a movie. Wouldn't you want them to see your journey from the beginning of that snippet? Case in point. Oh, yeah. Sure.
Sorry, honey. When I started my journey, I started sharing about Plexus when I was taking my 3-day sample. I ordered on my 3rd day. I had people that have been following me for 2 years that have just started asking me questions, but they've seen me go from wanting to die to actually living my life. And so it's as long as you keep it authentic and real with them, and it makes all the difference.
It does. And you're being authentic. You're being yourself. You're being intentional. You know, that's why we always say, don't post graphics and be salesy, because that's not you. I can go on there. I could go on and make a video tonight and say, what the fuck is everyone's problem? You should be on Plexus. Because that's how I feel. Okay? That's how I feel. But instead, I go, you know what? I'm taking this amazing probiotic because it helps me sleep. And I think my mom friends need to sleep too. Where are my tired mamas? Hashtag mom life. I mean, that's how I feel. I'm so passionate about it, right? So instead, be yourself without the cursing. Be yourself, but be intentional. And just remember that if you give them an example, like a movie, everyone can relate to a movie. We all see movies. We go to the movies. We go to the movie theater. We're put through movies we don't want to see sometimes. And it's nice to see it from the beginning and not walk in halfway through because you're getting the popcorn for the first 30 minutes. You know, just those things make a difference. So the consult is amazing. I don't call it a consult when I do it, but I'm able to check off my ambassador inventory form, check off how I'm with that person. I'm able to improve their knowledge from the get-go. And then from there, more questions come. So if you want a copy of that consult, I can get it to you too. But I know some of us know about it. It's good just to have. Here's the reason for all of this. Condense it now. Get yourself in gear, because if you're like, I'm not sure about the business, or I've started the business, I'm taking a step back, I don't know what I'm doing with my life right now. Get yourself knowledgeable. Get yourself educated. Get yourself prepared for a team. Get yourself prepared to lead. I'm not an automatic leader. I mean, in some things I think I am. But I'm not, I couldn't be Diamond tomorrow and know what the heck I'm going to do. But you know what? If I'm preparing myself to be the leader that my team deserves a leader, then I need to get myself prepped. I'm reading all these books. I'm taking these classes. Guys, I'm going to Vegas in 4 weeks for the women's networking marketing thing that's huge that Eric War's doing. Like, I'm investing into my team, whether they know it or not. And I am preparing myself to help them because I want to empower each one of my team to get their products for free, make their car payments, do whatever their goals are so that I can celebrate with them. And if that means a mom that's getting sleep for the first time in her life and she can sleep like a husband, victory. Anything that can help. So don't look at this as like, oh, well, this is so much work and I don't want to do it. And I don't want to, like, don't look at it that way. I mean, I think it's a pretty good idea, but that's me.
So Mel, if we wanted to get those from you, how do you suggest we do that?
Just message me on Facebook. And with your email address, and I could send it all as attachments in the email. I would post my email in the chat right now, but I don't think everybody can like copy paste it. I don't know if that works that way because Zoom's kind of funny. So just do it by that, and it's going to come from my personal email. In case you want to jot it down, my personal email looks like Dan Zertos. It's an old email. I know, I've been a dance teacher for a long time. It's a Yahoo, but it'll say my name. So I just retired from being a dance teacher for 20 years. Thank you, Plexus. And I don't have to subject my joints to that anymore. I'm passionate about dance. Don't get me wrong. I still judge across the country for dance competitions, but it's a different set when you're sitting in a chair all day and judging and saying, point your feet 20 million times and getting paid for it versus on the dance floor and coming home every night, rubbing ease and, you know, being tired that you can't be with your family. So I will email it. So just message me on Facebook and I'm happy to share. It really helps. And then if you have questions when you open it, you know, let me know. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I will send the cover sheet as well. Because it lays it out what you want to do with tabs. And if you have rock stars on your team, I suggest you just get with them on the phone or a Zoom and say, hey, I'm doing this. I think you should do this too. Because they might be growing a team and they don't know what to do. Like, I'm going to use Larissa as an example. So she was getting to gold and we were like, girl, you're almost gold. She goes, I am? We're like, yeah, you're almost gold. Oh, what do I need to do? You need to get your together. Like, we need to get you organized. We need to do this. It was like, now go time. And she was seeing what was going to happen. And so this is going to build up for her. So if you see someone that's a rock star or they have a potential to really hone in on it, help them condense it now, because if they get overwhelmed so fast with like 5 new people, that can be overwhelming for someone. They don't know what to do, you know. So I hope that was helpful.